Welcome to Dragon's Lair Update, the only show dedicated to Howard Community College's athletic programs. You'll see the Dragons battle Baltimore City, hear from women's basketball head coach Tiffany Stewart, and meet Jazz Harris in this month's Dragon Close-Up. We'll start with men's basketball. The Dragons take on conference rival CCBC Essex. Will Howard's toughness and balance be the difference? Or will Essex pick up a big win on the road? Bruce Hoosier anchors our men's basketball coverage.
The Dragons enter the game with a 3-3 record. Ali Conde is emerging as an impact player for Howard. Conde stepped up against Southern Maryland, scoring 27 points and leading the Dragons to a conference win. The Knights' 1-5 record doesn't tell the full story. Essex is out to prove that early losses to nationally ranked programs are sometimes badges of honor. Sean Bosier's ability to create off the dribble could present matchup problems for the Dragons. The 6'4" sophomore out of Norcross, Georgia, averages a team-high 18 points per game. Howard battles Essex next. Let's go to the Dragons' lair. First half, Tamarcus Nix hits Denzel Doolin with a cross-court pass. Doolin gives Essex the lead. On their next possession, the Knights work it around. Devon Garner inside to Rashad Lewis. 3 Dragons go after the ball. Doolin makes him pay. The Forest Hills High School grad would complete the 3-point play. The Knights' lead is now 4. Jesse Barr pressures the ball and creates a turnover. James Bartnick gets it back for the Dragons. Ali Conde explodes to the rim. Big-time finish from the freshman out of Laurel, Maryland. After forcing a turnover, here come the Knights in transition. In just 3 passes, Essex runs end-to-end and adds to their lead. Denzel Doolin finds Sean Bosier on the weak side. Bosier takes it inside and lays it in. Action from the second half. Barr pounds it down low to Nix. Nix goes to work in the low post. Sean Bosier takes his man off the dribble. Essex opens the half with 6 unanswered points. The Dragons bring a full-court press. Barr can't escape. Delapo Olubile. James Peters takes it the other way. He gives it to Jazz Harris. The Knights leave Peters open on the wing. Peters makes him pay with a long-range bucket. 11-2 run for Howard. Brandon Spain's no-look pass is deflected. Coyote retains possession for Howard, which leads to the Joshua Johnson hoop and foul. Essex has led the entire second half. Denzel Doolin spins it into the lane and puts it away. 21-point night for the freshman out of Rosedale. Ali Conde catches 3 Knights ball watching. Jazz Harris knocks it down for 3 and cuts the lead to 4. Bosier eyes Kendrick Morris. Delapo forces another turnover. Conde finds Bartnick. Delapo hustles back and storms down the alley. Superb effort from the Dragon sophomore. Next possession, James Bartnick finds Harris alone in the corner. Jazz Harris cuts the lead to 1. After an Essex charge, Howard has a chance to take their first lead of the half. Bartnick on the drive. Put back bucket for Delapo. Howard takes the lead. A traveling violation gives Howard possession. Delapo inbounds it to Conde. Howard's on a 14-4 run. 80 seconds on the clock. 2-point lead for Howard. Essex can't grab the rebound. James Bartnick lays it in. Bartnick goes right, draws 4 defenders. Nice bounce pass to Delapo. The reverse layup makes it a 4-point game. Other end of the floor. Doolin goes to Bosier. Conde takes it away. He goes to Harris. Blocked by Doolin. Put back bucket for James Peters. 22 seconds on the clock. 6-point lead for Howard. James Bartnick intercepts the pass. He passes ahead to Jazz Harris. The Dragons come back to defeat CCBC Essex. Let's go to Tyquan Alexander for the Dragons Sports Radio post-game report.
What did you learn from this game tonight?
I learned to never give up. Our team has a lot of heart. We were down for most of the game. We were able to not give up and have a big comeback. We showed a lot of heart tonight.
During the timeout, Coach Mike Smelkinson had drawn up a play, and you came off a ball screen for an open shot and knocked it down. How much confidence does that build?
Well, it builds a lot of confidence, and throughout this whole week, we've been going through a lot of jump shooting drills, so that helped too. So I knew as soon as it hit my hands and I went up to shoot the ball, I knew it was a good shot. I knew it was a knockdown.
Early in tonight's game, first half, you drove baseline for a fantastic dunk. How was you able to just jump that high?
Well, I mean, it didn't start with me. It started with me just running the floor, and it came from a great pass from my point guard, where I could just take one step and just jump.
James Bartnick from Howard High School had a fantastic night once again as a freshman. How are you maintaining as a starter, and you have now led your team to a 3-game winning streak?
I just do what I can, you know. I get out there, facilitate, get everybody involved, and everybody's knocking down big shots, playing well.
For Dragons Lair Update, I am Tyquan Alexander.
Next, Coach Smelkinson's Dragons host the defending Region 20 champions. After beating Essex, Howard traveled to Northern Virginia. 5 Dragons scored in double figures, and Howard escaped with an overtime victory. Baltimore City sits atop the Maryland JUCO Conference standings. Will Adams anchors the Panthers' backcourt. The 6'4" guard out of Philly is fresh off a 22-point performance against CCBC Dundalk. Both teams are fighting to stay undefeated in the conference. Let's go to the Dragons' lair. First half, 27-16 Panthers. Sean Farr takes it the other way. Farr's all alone, and he throws it down. Baltimore City storms out to a 13-point lead. Farr connects with Mike Wilson. The sophomore out of Philadelphia buries it for 3. Down 14, Howard needs a play. Brandon Spain penetrates, goes for the layup. Once again, here's Baltimore City in transition. Will Adams is on his own, and he finishes with a 2-hand slam. Baltimore City takes their largest lead of the game. Second half, Mike Wilson top of the key. He gets it to Quentin Judd. Judd spins it to the inside and takes it to the rim. 16-point lead for Baltimore City. Tyrell Addison gets a rebound and finds the point guard. James Bartnick crosses up the defender. Addison flies in for a monster putback. The home crowd comes to life. Baltimore's lead is down to 9. The Panthers leave James Peters open on the wing. Bad idea. Peters buries it for 3. Timely shot for the sophomore out of Oakland Mills High School. Wilson gives it to Adams. He takes it into the paint. No look pass to Sean Farr, and he flies in for a 2-hand finish. The dunk extends Baltimore's lead to 10. Critical moment in the game. Watch closely. Aaron Parham lands an elbow on Jazz Harris. Parham only gets a personal foul. Next play, Delapo goes for the block, gets the tee and a personal. Howard's leading rebounder fouls out. Less than 5 minutes to play. Bartnick draws 3 defenders, dumps it off to Joshua Johnson. 8-point game. Next possession, Spain passes to Peters. James Peters charges ahead in transition, and 1. Peters would convert the free throw to make it a 5-point game. 2:12 on the clock, 2-score game. Spain pump fakes, pounds it down low to Tyrell Addison. 17-point night for the freshman out of Patterson High School. 31 seconds, costly turnover for the Dragons. Wilson sends it ahead to Kendall Williams. He drops it back to Judd. Baltimore City closes the game with a 10-7 run. 104-98 is your final.
It's a pleasure to welcome head coach Mike Smelkinson. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you.
Assess your team's performance against Baltimore City.
Well, first off, Baltimore City is a great team. They're on top of the standings in our conference, but I thought we got off to a bad start. Our energy level wasn't high, but after that, we settled down and really started playing, and we played them even for the remainder of the game.
All right, so take me in the locker room right after that game, because the crowd was going crazy, and now you're in the locker room.
Well, we went in the locker room, and the guys were down. They were very disappointed, which to me I thought was a good thing, because they weren't just satisfied with playing them tough and losing by 5 points. They wanted to win the game, and I wanted to win the game. So, you know, and before that we were on a 4-game winning streak, and some teams that are in the middle of the pack would have been satisfied with just playing them tough, but we wanted to win the game. And I let them know, you know, you have to play 40 minutes of basketball against really good teams. So, we just learn from it and try to build on it.
All right, take me back now to Essex. Now, what players played real big in that game for you?
Ali Conde, he's just done a fantastic job. He's really stepping it up and leading us, scoring the basketball. He's shooting a high percentage. He's getting out on the break. And James Bartnick, since I started playing him at the point guard position, which he's never played before, he really has just been spreading the ball around. He's been averaging 9 assists this past 6 games. He had 13 assists against Baltimore City, 8 against Essex, and now 8 against Garrett, and he's just been playing out of his mind.
What made you make that change?
Well, James is tough, he's coachable, and he's very smart, and he doesn't have an ego. He wants to set his teammates up and see them score, and he knows when to give the ball up, which as a true freshman, he's out of Howard High School, really is just a great thing to have, somebody who just has a great feel for the game.
What do you like about this year's team?
I like the toughness that we have on this team. I think that we may be considered bullies to some. We're never going to be the team that shies away from contact or gets bullied. We're going to stand up to anybody we play, and we got some really tough players. And I think one of the things that I really like about this team is that we haven't been out-rebounded yet this year against even the games we lost. And I think that's really, as we still try to establish our identity, that's one of the things that, I'd like to make it through the whole season without being out-rebounded.
Now, you've got a bench this year, so that's pretty exciting. How do you keep everybody happy in terms of playing time? How do you decide who's playing what and how much time?
Well, it's tough, and you just go back to practice. We made an adjustment. We started playing some small ball, and I moved Coyote, who's a 3-4 man. He can play the guard or the forward. I moved him to the forward position, and his production has been higher. And Tyrell Addison, who's probably about 6'2", is my center. But he's big, he's stocky, and he likes the contact. And we've been able to get out on the break, score a lot of points.
Now, you mentioned the term small ball. I haven't heard that before. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think you're seeing it more and more, and as basketball continues to change, you don't see as many post players. You don't see the ball being thrown into the post. But I always tell my guys, on the rebound, let's go. Let's get the outlet pass, and let's sprint the floor. And we're always looking to pass the ball ahead. And I think that if you can outrun a team, then that's half the battle. If you can beat them down the floor, then you have a better chance at scoring. And if you can beat them back the floor, then we can set our defense, and play our defense. So we have a lot of big guys on the team, but sometimes the big guys don't get down the floor as well as the smaller guys.
All right, tell me a little bit about the schedule. What are you looking forward to?
Well, we just made it through a tough part of our schedule. We had 4 games in this past week, and we made it through 3-1 with the 1 loss being to Baltimore City. So once the beginning of January comes, we open back up at Catonsville, which they always give us a good game, and they're a regional opponent, not only a conference opponent, but a regional opponent. So at their place, that'll be a very important game. So we're looking to focus on them when we get back in the gym.
So the second half of the season, are you happy where you are now?
Yeah, I'm happy where we are. I think we've shown that we were very hard to stop. We got a number of different players. We have 3 guys averaging in double figures, and then a couple more guys averaging 8 and 9 points. So I think when teams scout us and come to see us, that's something that they have to be aware of, that we kind of have 7 or 8 guys that can get in double digits. But we need to get better defensively. I think we've been getting away with outscoring teams. So if we can continue, our balance offensively and then get better defensively, I think, that we're going to be the team to beat.
Well, you must be doing something right this year, because I got a compliment from an official on the game. You know what he said to me?
What's that?
He goes, I like your new coach. This coach really brings a much better atmosphere for Howard.
Oh, that's nice.
That's pretty exciting.
Yes.
So I hope we get more people coming to our games.
Yes, the fans have been great, and I hope that we get more too.
Good luck the rest of the season, Coach.
Thank you. It's been great being here.
It's time for women's basketball. The Dragons host Garrett College. Will Howard outgun the Lakers? Or will Garrett beat the Dragons for the first time since 2009? Bruce Hoosier has more on this Maryland JUCO showdown.
The Dragons are off to their best start since 2008. Kara Height is an indispensable part of Howard's offense. The freshman out of Oakland Mills High School can create her own shot and averages a team-high 14 points per game. Garrett enters the Dragons' lair hungry for a win over their conference rival. The Lakers will use effective passing and movement to create open looks on the perimeter. 4 Lakers enter the game averaging double figures in points. Tara McKenzie leads Garrett's balanced offense. The Lakers sophomore is shooting 40% from three-point range. Howard and Garrett face off next. Let's go to the Dragons' lair. Howard's freshman, number 22, Lene Kimball, passes across to Kara Height for the jumper to take an early 6-2 lead. Rodrina Thorpe-Shepard dumps off a pass to Kylan Woods, who hits the three-pointer from downtown. Shamina Johnson controls the boards on offense, pulling down a miss from Essence Brown and laying it up for an easy 2. Baltimore Renaissance Academy grad Thorpe-Shepard takes a pass from Johnson and dials in a jump shot to extend the lead for Garrett. Aggressive play for Howard after Kimball loses the ball. Howard's freshman Patrice Jones steals it back and lays it up for 2 to cut the lead to 16-13. Kimball speeds up play and launches a pass to Paris Preston, who dribbles in and out of defenders and lays it up for 2. Excellent finish from the sophomore out of Largo High School. Janice Bartley passes to Tara McKenzie at the top of the horn. She shoots and hits a three-pointer to make it a 22-17 lead. McKenzie keeps the pressure on Howard's defense and throws up another three-pointer from the baseline to go up 26-17. 6:58 left in the first half. McKenzie continues to control the Lakers' offense, dribbling from the top of the key in and out of defenders and banks it in for 2. Victoria Bonnet misses her shot, but another offensive rebound and basket by Shamina Johnson makes it a 38-23 Lakers lead. Second half, Tara McKenzie makes reservations for 3 on the shot from the perimeter. Garrett continues to wear down the defense. Victoria Bonnet drops it back to Kylan Woods. She tosses it in for a three-pointer. Trailing by double digits, Howard needs a play. Kimball gets it to Kara Height. She beats her defender off a dribble. Big-time play from the Dragons freshman. With 7:40 left in the second half, Kimball leads Lakeisha Taylor with a brilliant pass. Taylor hits nothing but net and cuts the lead to 18. Lakeisha Taylor takes the ball all the way down the court and lays it up for the score. Sierra McCray comes down with the rebound and fires the ball full court to Kara Height, who stutter steps and lays it in. 4 minutes remaining in the game. The Dragons continue to press to cut the lead as Kimball passes to Height. She shoots, misses. Kimp is there to grab the board and lay it up for 2. Garrett regains momentum here as Bonnet passes to Bartley. Bartley to Johnson for a tough inside bucket. Garrett defeats Howard 89-77. Let's go to Matt Stovall for the Dragons Sports Radio postgame report.
All right, Keisha, your team was coming back, unfortunately ran out of time. What adjustments did you make in the second half?
I feel like the second half we stepped up and got the ball into our posts, and that was a big difference because the posts were actually scoring and making plays.
Also noticed you were able to get to the line quite a bit. Was that part of your strategy?
Yes, every time I noticed that they had fouled more, so we had to step up and attack every time. And that was our strategy for fighting back and coming back.
All right, Kay, your team has a good record right now. What are you working on in practice to get ready for the intense conference schedule coming up?
Probably say just our layups, really. I mean, that's really what hurts us the most, is so just layups, really. I mean, everything else is fine. I mean, got to move the ball on offense, but it's mainly layups.
All right, well, Garrett is a conference team. Likely we'll see them again in the Maryland JUCO tournament. What are you going to do differently when you play them next time?
I feel like the next time we just have to come out and strike first, be the first to get on the floor and get all the loose balls and be the first to hit first, and that's all we have to do.
Well, great effort out there, Kara, Keisha. For Dragons Lore Update, I'm Matt Stovall.
Joining me in the studio is head coach Tiffany Stewart. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, let's talk about the Garrett game. Assess their performance.
I think we wrote a lot of highs and lows in that game. We had moments of doing some things well and the moments of not being consistent. Defensively, we have some things that we need to work on, and then our offensive highs and lows, we just need to be more consistent offensively.
Now in the second half, it looked like you turned it on. What was the difference?
We went back in the locker room and talked about who we are as a team. We play good defense, we like to run transition, so those are the things we should be leading with. So we reminded them, these are our goals and this is who we are, so this is what we should be going out and doing effectively.
Now one thing that's really obvious this year is you've got a deep bench, 17 players. How great is that?
It is nice. It's nice to have options. It's nice to be able to have players to do things that are just specialty or special to that player and create unique combinations.
Now, because you have so many people, you've got several combinations. What combinations have you seen thus far that you really like?
I really like a great combination between my freshmen and sophomores. Kara Height, who's coming to us from Oakland Mills, has been a really great offensive addition to our program. So combining her with Lene Kimball, she's also a freshman, has been really, really a good 1-2 punch for us.
Now, are there any surprises so far?
A couple of surprises. Patrice Jones came to us from Oakland Mills as well, and she has really stepped up and played really great basketball. She's a spark off the bench. She's a bundle of positive energy, and she can do a lot of little things well.
Do you like where you are at this time of the year?
We could be better. I'm not happy where we are, but I am happy with who I have and the work ethic that they're displaying. So I know that things are going to, turn around for us and be able to be successful.
So what do you need to work on at this point?
Consistency. We need to work on consistency defensively. We need to work on consistency with offense, just being able to really, really go through our offense and go for a good shot. And then we also just need to work on nerves. Again, we're a deep team, but we're a team full of lots of freshmen. So for a lot of our freshmen, these last couple of games, nerves. They've just been nervous.
Now, tell me a little bit more about this team in comparison with last year. What's different besides the numbers?
This team, I really, really enjoy working with this team. They're self-starters. A lot of times, they will start practice before I even walk in the door. They want to come into the gym before and after practice to work. They want to talk about games, if we did well, if we didn't do well, what are we going to do next practice. They are truly, truly full-blown into this season, into this program.
Now, what challenges do you have coming up?
Challenges our conference games are always tough games. So we are looking to get a couple of quick hits within our conference as far as wins are concerned so that we can put ourselves in a good position for the JUCO tournament at the end of the year.
Good luck, Coach, the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Coach Smelkinson loves the toughness that Baltimore players bring to his team. And there's no one who illustrates that style more than Jazz Harris. As you're about to see, Jazz is someone who won't back down. Let's meet Jazz in this month's Dragon Close-Up.
He don't back down from a challenge.
He's not the biggest basketball player, but he won't back down from anybody.
He plays with a chip on his shoulder. He always wants to prove that he's one of the best players on the court.
Jazz Harris is in his first year with the men's basketball team, but he's quickly become a team leader on and off the court.
I've been playing for probably since 7th grade. Started off with football. High school, I played basketball too, but I took football more serious. And then I guess I realized that I wasn't probably going to get big enough for football. So to play basketball, it don't matter what size you are.
It's been a long journey from Patterson High School in Baltimore to HCC. Jazz graduated in 2010.
He had previously contacted us before I got here and tried to get in here a few years back, and it just didn't work out. So then, he gave it another shot and was really persistent with it.
Worked out all summer, worked hard, so tryouts, I was just determined to make the team. no matter what it took.
Once he made the team, Jazz soon gained a reputation as someone who can shoot.
I mean, he's a natural scorer, so he can score in a variety of ways. He can finish at the rim, he's athletic, and he has the ability to shoot it off the dribble, or he can, you know, somebody else can create and pass it to him, and he has the ability to catch and knock down shots.
So I bring scoring coming off the bench, and I think that's a good key because you just can't have all 5 guys, starting 5 guys scoring. You need people to come off the bench, and I think I bring that coming off the bench.
Jazz averages about 10 points a game, but his main contribution could be his toughness.
His toughness really rubs off on the teammates because they see him going to the basket strong, not backing down from anybody, and then they do it themselves.
He brings a lot of aggressive nature. He's always trying to score, but at the same time, if him being aggressive gets someone else open, he'll pass you the ball.
I think being tough just comes from being from Baltimore, for real. Like, that's just part of me. Like, I always play with guys older than me or bigger than me, so I don't like losing, so I just go hard.
Growing up in the city, you know, the brand of basketball is different than it is here in Howard County and in other places. And, you know, I always say that there's just a toughness about Baltimore players that I like and I want in my players, and Jazz has it. When we go up against a team, it's almost as if we're the bullies, and we're not going to back down from anybody, and we want teams to shy away from us.
And there is something else about Jazz that might scare off an opponent.
His tattoos, maybe. They kind of intimidate everybody.
But there are other reasons why Jazz's teammates like him.
The leader, motivator, scorer.
He just gets us all into it. When he starts yelling, I start yelling, and it's like a chain reaction, really.
If someone else does something wrong, he'll try to pick them up, tell them what they're doing wrong.
He's a nice guy. He gets us all ready for the games, before the games, asks us we need help with our homework or something, gets us all motivated and stuff.
His attitude around campus, not only on the court, but you know, he goes to every class, he shows up on time, he tries his best, he completes all his assignments.
He's a nice role model to watch.
You deal with a lot of situations in life, so breaking down is not going to get you nowhere. Being tough and going through it is going to get you a lot of places.
Jazz is hoping one of those places is a 4-year school, and he's hoping his time at HCC will help him earn a scholarship. For Dragons Lair Update, I am Cris Oviedo.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you each and every month on Dragons Lair Update. And remember, go Dragons!